92.7 FM WMDX, Madison's real news and great conversation. Here's your Daily News Roundup.
For Civic Media News, I'm Connie Fellman. The Waupaca County Fair starts today in Waiawega, but there won't be any horses on display. County fairs across Wisconsin are canceling exhibits and rescheduling equine events due to a highly contagious horse disease. Waupaca County Fair officials sent a letter to 4-H members and their parents that the equine exhibit has been canceled for this year's fair, and the Horse and Pony Project is being rescheduled for a later date. Equine strangles is a highly infectious respiratory infection. At least one, maybe more, horses in Waupaca County has been exposed to a confirmed case in a neighboring county, according to fair officials. The Brown County Fair wrapped up last weekend. Fair organizers say there was no exposure to the horse disease among the animals at this year's event, but officials are urging all horse owners to closely monitor their animals for symptoms. If you suspect your horse has been exposed or is showing signs of illness, contact your veterinarian immediately to prevent further spread. Congressman Tom Tiffany is campaigning across the state as part of his statewide Protecting Wisconsin Farmland tour. Civic Media's James Kelly has more on the candidate stop in western Wisconsin.
Congressman Tiffany's comments highlighted his intent to prevent the state's farmland from being purchased by foreign entities if elected as Wisconsin governor in November. He also shared his thoughts on the state's farmland being used for things like solar fields, wind-based power generation, and increasingly common data center developments.
It simply doesn't make sense that we would turn our beautiful farmland over to these developments when it's unnecessary. And also, we should make sure that local people have a say in this.
I'm James Kelly for Civic Media News.
The Republican congressman will face off with Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley in the race for Wisconsin governor in the November midterm election. A teenager is seriously injured after a UTV rolled over in Grant County. Investigators say a teenage male driver and female teen passenger were operating the vehicle when the crash happened. Evidence shows it began to slide sideways while traveling down a hill, rolling over once and ejecting the driver. The teen male was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries before being flown to a hospital in Madison for emergency treatment. The female passenger was taken to the hospital with suspected injuries. As Civic Media's Maddie Schaefer tells us, UTV rollover crashes like the one in Grant County are on the rise across our state.
The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is once again reminding riders to practice proper ATV and UTV safety as fatal crashes continue to be an issue across the state. So far this year, 29 people have died in ATV and UTV crashes in Wisconsin. The DNR says not wearing helmets and seatbelts are the primary factors in those fatal incidents, along with riders not completing a safety education course. According to DNR records, the top 3 types of fatal crashes this year have been rollovers, collisions with motor vehicles, and riders being ejected from the machine. DNR Off-Highway Vehicle Administrator Jacob Holzclaw says not every crash can be prevented, but wearing the proper safety equipment can greatly increase the chances of surviving one. For Civic Media News, I'm Maddie Schaefer.
Riders are also being reminded to stay sober, follow speed limits and other posted signs, and take an ATV or UTV safety class, regardless of age. Charges have been upgraded to intentional homicide in a 2016 Shawano County death. 40-year-old James Radford pleaded not guilty last month to a reckless homicide charge in the death of his wife at their town of Fairbanks home. Prosecutors filed a new criminal complaint last week, changing the charge to first-degree intentional homicide. Court records show a preliminary hearing is set for this Friday. And that's your state news update. I'm Connie Fellman for Civic Media News.
The Brewers in New York. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports Baseball. It's the Brewers and the Mets tonight at Citibank Field in Queens, New York. Lefty Kyle Harrison on the mound for the Crew against the Mets' Zach Thornton. NFL, a fight broke out during the Packers' practice in pads. Receiver Matthew Golden exchanged punches with defensive end Baron Sorrell after the whistle. Sorrell on how it happened, even though he and Golden played on the same college team.
We're just being competitive, man. Going out there playing football, things happen, emotions get high, and got into it a little bit, but, that's my boy, and I'm his boy, so we're still cool, but it's football.
Now, tomorrow, the Packers hold their joint practice session with the Arizona Cardinals, and their new head coach, Mike LaFleur, Matt's younger brother.
If there is an issue in practice, you're going to be limited or not at all playing in the game. The second part of that is if there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in, they can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
That's Matt LaFleur from training camp in Green Bay. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Mostly sunny today with a high in the upper 70s to low 80s this afternoon. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms with a low dropping into the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a scattered shower or thunder shower, then mostly sunny with a high in the upper 70s to low 80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable.
That's your Madison News Roundup from WMDX. Find more news anytime at WMDXradio.com. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts.